Hello and welcome to the weekly reading, which has a very Taurian theme, including the fact that Venus is the ruler of Taurus. So we are really settling into some Taurian vibes. Today, Monday, Mercury, who has been retrograde in Taurus, turns direct. So we're still going to feel that retrograde for a little while, but at least we survived the retrograde. And I don't know about you, but for me, it has been quite a tough retrograde. Of course, Mercury is going to be going over Uranus in a few weeks, which may bring in some big shifts and stuff, but that's for a few weeks to come. Also, we will have Jupiter moving into Taurus this week, which is a big deal. He hasn't been in Taurus for 12 years. Jupiter's a 12-year full cycle, and he will spend about a year in Taurus. So Taurus is going to feel very expanded in general. And then we also have the new moon on Friday in Taurus. So I think Mercury moves on Thursday and the new moon is on Friday. So it's going to be a full jam-packed Taurus week. And the last time we had a Taurus new moon, it was an eclipse. This one is not an eclipse. So we're starting to feel the shift, although the next Taurus full moon, for those who kind of understand the cycles, will be our last eclipse of the Scorpio-Taurus axis. Now, I've just moved into a new home, and these cinnamon and lemon oils are diffusing in my home because they are very homey. It makes me think of cinnamon and sugar pancakes, which my kids love, and bring the feeling of home and comfort. Taurus rules the five senses, so bringing in a sensory experience right now is very powerful. Remember to pick a card between 1 and 4, and let's dive into the weekly reading, which is just screaming Taurus. Okay, and it's not a bad reading at that. We do have a tower at the end of the week, but I feel like that is also just a Taurus nod. So we have 7 of Wands, and then further down we have 6 of Wands. So definitely in a very specific area of the Wands journey. And we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is a really lovely Taurus kind of card. 7 of Wands is it's fire. Wands is fire, and it's kind of a space of recognizing your own boundaries and recognizing your own space and keeping yourself clear. You might think that those 7 wands that you see in the front of this card here are coming in for the attack, but this lady has found her center, her safe space, her boundaries, so that she is less impacted by anything that comes in. And Taurus really does have an ability to put up boundaries and find a safe space and say, this is where I'm safe and you can't get me. So that's really positive. I'm just going to jump to the Tower card though, because the Tower in Protection, it's the only major arcana card we have this week. But the Tower in Protection is kind of saying like, you're not allowing change to happen. You're not allowing, the tower traditionally is 3 people falling down a lightning struck burning tower, falling out of. And the thing is that sometimes something has to burn down or break down for a breakthrough to happen. If this is upside down, there is a resistance to that, which is very Taurian, because Taurus is a fixed earth sign. It doesn't always like to change. Any of us who have planets in Taurus will really be able to attest to this. And any of us that have big changes happening in our life now during this kind of Taurus season, we may find that we're a little bit more stubborn about making the changes, or we're struggling to make the changes. So as much as the 7 of Wands takes us into a safe center, it also potentially, it creates those boundaries to not allow anything into our safe space. But sometimes that means that we can't get out. And I think that is a definite space between that we're playing in between, building up spaces that seem sort of the illusion of safety, but it's not allowing for growth. And so we need to check in with ourselves on that. The 10 of Pentacles is very much everything I have dreamed towards, everything I have wanted to materialize, all the ideals of the... And remember that Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is our values, what we love, how we love. And this is very much like, I have created the life I love. I have the people, the family, the friends, the community, everything that is perfect for me. And again, if you think of those 2 cards alongside each other, in fact, even adding the 6 of Wands, which is a very much a winner's circle, like, yay, I've made it, I have arrived, everything is just as I want it. Where we have that in our life is very hard to let go of. So if we have created all of those things, but whenever we go for gold and we win the gold and we've put in all the work to get to that point, for that project to materialize, for that whatever it is to come to fruition, When we get there, we need a new goal. We need a new goal to go for. Otherwise, we can get stagnant. And that is a real tendency in Taurian energy, is to get stuck and stagnant. And yes, maybe you have everything you dreamed of, but now you need a new dream, because nothing can stay the same forever. I mean, we could even think of that with in terms of empty nest. Like at some point the children move out and you have to say, well, what else do I have if that was everything? Or if your work is your everything and something happens and you lose your job or your business goes bust or whatever, and you've got nothing else because that is, you've had all your eggs in the one basket, then your whole identity comes crashing down. And if we allow ourselves to dream a little bit outside of our comfort zone, to stretch our horizons, to love what we love, and to feel comforted by what we feel comforted by, and to not want to let go of the things we love. I mean, that's human nature, but also be cultivating new love, cultivating new passions, new learnings, new goals. Because if we get stuck in the things we have achieved, and this really is saying, be grateful. These three cards are like, you have got this. You have done what you set out to do. You have everything you desire. You're doing so great. Everything's on track. Well done, you. And that's sometimes a little scary, a space that's a little scary to be in, that feeling of, oh no, everything's going so well, what's about to happen? And unfortunately, that kind of is how cycles work, is, we go up, we come down. So it's just, don't resist growing outside of your current safe space. It is a little scary, but if we allow ourselves sort of the more consistent general opening doorways to new growth, then when something that we didn't want to let go of falls away, which is inevitable for most things, they will change, they will shift, they will completely fall away due to many, many different reasons, we're not so shocked. And Uranus, lightning bolt kind of energy of the Tower card, Uranus is in Taurus, and he's been in Taurus for a good few years, and he's still there for a while. So there is a definite collective archetypal shift in where we are Taurian stubborn to move, because those lightning bolts keep hitting, and they keep ungrounding us or cracking the foundations, and we just think we've rebuilt, and then something happens again. That is part of our collective process right now. It's a grand design that we may not understand, but it's perfectly timed for us, even though it doesn't always feel perfect. So breathe, get grounded, but keep moving. I think that's maybe a good premise to have. And don't get stagnant. There's so much out there. A little bit of fear, which is the other side of Taurus. Scorpio brings in, like, go into the scary spaces that Taurus hates to do. But Scorpio is opposite, saying, go and explore that cave, that cavern, that place where there doesn't seem to be any light. Go and see what you find there. And I think this week, because it is so Taurian, is definitely speaking to that. Have a beautiful week. Remember that I am available for private readings. All the links will be below, and I look forward to seeing you soon. And there will be a new moon in Taurus forecast coming shortly.